Welcome back to Echo Base Network, where we provide high-quality Star Wars news and reviews. I am the coach. So something just fell out of left field pretty much. The Bad Batch is good. The Bad Batch is enjoyable. We're going to be doing a review of The Bad Batch Episode 2 here very, very soon, possibly tonight. But every time something good happens in Star Wars, you can guarantee yourself that coming right behind it is the bad news. And that is exactly what is happening. There is an article titled here that I ran across today, Why Star Wars Fans Are Concerned About the Bad Batch and Whitewashing. So we're going to dig into this article, and then we're going to go actually to the source itself. That's what, a couple of content creators have covered this in the last 48 hours, and nobody's really going to the actual source. So that's where we're going to go, and we're going to take a look at this and going to kind of analyze it, and is this something that we should take seriously? Most of you can probably already answer that question, but why Star Wars fans are concerned about the Bad Batch and whitewashing. So, and that word whitewashing really grabbed my attention the moment that I read it, as I was looking for Star Wars news today, and I came across this. So this week, a new Star Wars animated series on Disney Plus, The Bad Batch, reintroduced us to the last days of the Clone Wars and rise of the sinister Empire. But amid the blaster fights of familiar faces, some fans have shown concern that the show's major characters have had their skin tones adjusted, pushing them away from their roots. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have not noticed that anybody's skin tone has changed. I haven't. But a naysayer or someone on the other end of this would say, of course you didn't notice, you're white. I don't really think that that is an argument for that, but that is exactly what they would say. The article continues, The Bad Batch stars D. Bradley Baker, who's been the voice. We're going to skip down a little bit. I don't want to read this entire article because I want to get to the main source, and I don't want to keep you guys here longer than needed. These abnormalities manifest in not just altered appearances compared to standard clones, talking about the Bad Batch, derogatorily referred to in the Bad Batch as regs, but in enhanced abilities like increased strength, marksmanship skills, or hyperintelligence. But after this week's bumper-length premiere, some fans have expressed concern that these differences also are made clear by an altogether different factor, the color of their skin. And this is honestly the first that I had heard about any of this at all. For those unfamiliar, every clone trooper in the live-action Star Wars movies and animated projects in the Clone Wars, like Star Wars Rebels and now The Bad Batch, is based on the genetic material of Mandalorian bounty hunter Jango Fett. He's played by Attack of the Clones and the Mandalorian star Tamira Morrison in live-action Star Wars projects, who was born in New Zealand. So we're going to go ahead and scroll down a little more. Although Morrison did not voice the animated clone troopers, Baker, who's a white man, it even says it, who's white, adopts a loose, Americanized approximation of Morrison's portrayal. Their appearance in Lucasfilm's animated projects has been based on his appearance from the get-go, even as aesthetics have changed. The Clone Wars in particular underwent multiple stylistic and graphical improvements over the course of its 7-season run. So scrolling down, so here we go. This brings us to The Bad Batch. Although some concerns about the character's skin color and facial structures were raised during their debut Clone Wars episodes, fan concerns swelled in the run-up to the new animated series as trailers and footage were released. Where's that fan swell up? Where? We're Echo Base Network, and we're here all the time, and I'm not seeing the fan swell up. What I'm actually seeing is the fans liking it. Go look at the official Star Wars channel on YouTube and look at their Bad Batch material. I think people like it. While The Bad Batch is a successor series to The Clone Wars, its creatives, including executive producer Jennifer Corbett and Brad Rao, had noted in the press that the series has undergone refinements to its predecessor's technological and aesthetic processes. Now, that's something that is totally normal. Go look at early Dragon Ball Z episodes and look at the one that started in around 1990, and then look at the ones that came out in 93. Totally different aesthetically. That is going to happen to any show over time. Go look at The Simpsons. Okay. However, with those tweaks, almost said twerks, has come concern that there are visual choices that make the Bad Batch appear significantly different from the Clone Wars. Each member of the squad has, to a varying degree, radically different facial structures compared to standard clones as part of their designs. Radically different facial structures. Okay. What's the problem with that? They might have changed something. but also varying tones of complexion. There it is. That's what we're looking for. Some characters like Wrecker and Hunter tend to have darker skin tone, while characters like Crosshair and Tech, who also have significantly lighter hair colors compared to the black hair of usual clones, are presented as much lighter skinned. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go down. Regardless of variance within the squad itself, the characters stand out, particularly in contrast when put alongside the standard clones in the series premiere Aftermath, although the episode primarily takes place in locations that are brightly lit like the planet Kalar and the clones' homeworld. So lighting in the episode is going to be different. The world that they're on, the lighting, the atmosphere is different. So maybe that's a reason why that they're getting into that. But this article's saying, nah, that doesn't matter. This is racist. And the article is literally saying this. They're going to finish the article there by saying the Bad Batch is racist. The show is racist. Really? You're going to say Lucasfilm is racist? Take a step back and think about that for just a moment. All right, let us continue. The issue is not restricted to the characters either. Omega, a new female child introduced in the show and voiced by New Zealand actress Michelle Ong, is revealed in the episode to also be a defect clone from the same batch as the primary characters, but in turn her skin tone appears significantly lighter in color than standard clones. I didn't catch that she came from the exact same, that she came from Jango Fett. I didn't catch that. I don't think they said that in the first episode. So I think they're wrong here. If I'm wrong about that, you guys correct me. I know you will, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. She was given pale blonde hair. Oh no. Outside of clones, a surprise appearance by young Jedi Padawan Caleb Doom, who's eventually going to be Kanan Jarrus. He was also whiter. So let's go down. So here's where, let's just do this. Positive changes in presenting a more diverse galaxy far, far away also came with acknowledging when the studio airs in its depiction of characters of color and other diverse backgrounds. However, time will tell how or if Lucasfilm will plan to act upon these concerns in the future, outside of potential changes to lighting on the Bad Batch and future projects, but discussion like this shows that for all the steps forward Lucasfilm has taken to broaden and expand its perception of Star Wars, both within the fiction and within its fandom, there are still many, many more steps to take. What an absolute garbage paragraph. I do want to go over to, this is where it all started, guys. This is where it all started. Here is the person that started the hashtag movement. Welcome. Let me enlarge this a little bit if I can. Y'all probably don't want to see it really, but welcome. I'm Clone Hub, same on Tumblr. I'm Black 21 and use she, they pronouns. Great. You're probably here because you, A, like clones, and or B, saw the hashtag unwhitewash the Bad Batch and wanted to learn more. And I do want to say, you can call yourself whatever you want. You can use whatever kind of language you want. Let's stay on target here. And then they got all of these little links that you can click on. Well, you go here, you're going to find out more. This is one of their links. Unwhitewash the Bad Batch. I'm making a post here because there's a small amount of traction already on Twitter. Since the official release of Star Wars The Clone Wars in 2008, the series has had steadily increasing issues with racism and whitewashing of various characters. Some examples include making Barriss a Muslim-coded female Jedi, a bombing terrorist, and giving 2 black characters blue eyes. The clone troopers, canonically based on the Maori man named Tamura Morrison, grew up to be progressively lighter throughout the show. It's most obvious with Boba's design while he's in prison. Let's go down. So he's going through all of his little talking points. In the Bad Batch, it gets drastically worse. The Bad Batch writing is inherently racist. A group of genetically altered men all have a series of desirable mutations that sets them apart from other clones. One of those mutations is mostly and completely lightened skin and changed facial features so that they look like white men. This group of genetically superior men also hates regs, aka normal clones who have not been altered in any way. They are implied to be freer thinkers than regular clones. The lightest one on the team, Tech, is the most passive, and the darkest one, Wrecker, is the most violent. Oh, my goodness, guys. Oh, my goodness. So this is what I want to do. I started thinking about this, and I thought, young Anakin Skywalker in Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, looked like this. And Anakin Skywalker, as he is turning to the dark side, had a much darker complexion. It's funny how that changes over time. It shouldn't be an issue. When I was a child, I had really dark skin for a white man and blonde hair. Now I'm old, I've got brown hair a little bit, not much, and I'm pale as Elmer's glue. I mean, it is what it is. Nobody's raising Cain about that. I was whitewashed. Nobody cares. Really interesting. What I do think is kind of messed up is they take a character like this. This is the actual person that started this whole thing. You see the movement there, unwhitewash TBB, the hashtag movement, if you want to call it that. Here's my Omega edit. If I can do it in less than 10 minutes, why can't Disney? And I'm going to tell you guys something. I don't really like the term whitewash. If you make a character that is white appear to be more darker, do you call it a blackwash? I bet you don't. Never heard that term. But whitewash is totally fine, really interesting, and let me be the teacher here in a second. Improper word usage. Whitewash is a metaphor, meaning to gloss over or cover up vices, crimes, or scandals, or to exonerate by means of a perfunctory investigation or biased presentation of data. It, in fact, does not even close to come to meaning what they are using it for. It doesn't mean you gloss everything over white, literally. It doesn't mean you take a character and you make them white and you've stripped them of their individuality. You've stripped them of their cultural heritage and their genetics. That is not what whitewash means. This, as he has said, is a 21-year-old, and I'm just going to say it, guys. I'm going to say it with kindness. It's a 21-year-old young man who appears to be confused. And I say that with all kindness. I really do. I don't want anybody going after this young fella. It is what it is. This is his opinion. But I could not disagree more. I think The Bad Batch is good Star Wars so far. So far, so good. And, it's not up to their standards of liking. It's not where they want it. This should not be about skin color. It shouldn't be. I wasn't one of those people running around yelling the sequel trilogies did not have any white men except for the bad guys. I really didn't care. I don't like the sequel trilogy. You can definitely use that to attack it if you want to. I'm totally fine with that. I had problems with so many other things, I couldn't even get to that. That was so far down the list, I couldn't even get to that. I certainly understand it and I recognize it, but looking what they did to my hero, Luke Skywalker, I wonder if Luke Skywalker was black, how this young man would have responded to that. How would you, young fella? How would you have responded if Luke Skywalker was a black man and he was portrayed the way he was in The Last Jedi? Your answer probably won't be truthful, to be honest. And I don't think that it would be. Well, guys, thank you very much for tuning in here at Echo Base Network. And we are guaranteed to bring you guys high quality Star Wars news and reviews every week. So hit that subscribe button. Join us here. Join our member family. We will be live streaming this coming Saturday night at 7 o'clock in our regularly scheduled live stream show. So we hope to see you there. I am the coach. We are, you are Echo Base Network, and we are out.